screw accuracy. Let's go through accuracy through volume, and let's see how much gas I'm really getting back here. Let's go for it. A little bit. All right, right eye is feeling it a little bit. Welcome back everybody, Clint today with Classic Firearms, out here at Take Aim Training and Range. Nice hot humid day, which is going to be great for shooting some silencers, which is exactly what we've got from one of my favorite manufacturers out there, Lewis Machine & Tool, bringing us from their advanced technology side of the house, LMT AT, are their suppressors. We've got the ION556K, the ION30, and the ION30 LT, which is titanium. As you can tell, all these are laser welded. You can see the little bit of the laser welding taking place on the 556 here, and they're not as prominent as some others in the market. There's the laser welds that I'm talking about, of course, and you might know who I'm talking about as well, but to some people it doesn't really bother them, so up to you to let us know if it actually bothers you, if you can see the laser welds. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But anyway, these two here are 17.4 stainless, or I shouldn't say stainless, but 17.4 steel, and they also offer, all of them offer, well, those gases not coming back into the system so much and offering so much back pressure, which is why we're running some DI guns, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. But they are offering that gas to pass through. In fact, I can kind of show you, if you take the cap off, you'll notice there's a couple of ventilation holes right here at the tip. And if I take that cap off, you'll be able to see, and this is the ION tool, by the way, that allows you to take off. You're not supposed to be part of the video, buddy. How about you just go away? All right, anyway, that allows you to actually change off your mounting device. If you wanted to run, they have like the regulator SP muzzle devices, the dead air Xenos that'll fit on, and then of course they make actually a direct thread adapter also. And this tool allows you to pretty much take it apart and do whatever you gotta do. So as we wait for that plane to fly over us, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and remove the cap here. Little guy. Take your time, buddy. Get that airspeed up. And we're gonna continue on. So what you'll see here is a lot of ventilation coming through the front end of the gun. Now, the cap is definitely gonna keep down any type of flash or anything like that that might still come through on those hot gases escaping through the muzzle device. Now, another couple of cool things about these silencers, all of them are full auto rated, and all of them have been tested out of a 14.5-inch barrel. So that includes the 5.56 and 7.62 cans, which I think is pretty interesting, utilizing M855 or M80 respectively. So 139.9 decibels to the shooter's ear based off of those specs. Now the tool lines up, you get the teeth lined up, and that tightens down on the cap there, and now you're ready to go ahead and thread that onto your muzzle device or direct thread or whatever else it might be. Before we continue on though, and before we start sending rounds down range, the 5.56K is coming in at 15.7 ounces, depending on how you have it configured, which mounting device, things like that. So right around that time, and then, or right around that weight. Then the ION30 is at 19 ounces, again, depending on how you have it configured. And then the LT, there's not a whole lot of information about out there, but it is definitely a couple of ounces lighter than the 5.56 is even. So you're talking 15.7 versus potentially somewhere between like the 13 to 14 ounce range. Lightweight for a 30 cal can that's still full auto rated and still bringing you 139.9. I like how they did, you know, under 140 decibel, 139.9 decibels to the shooter's ear. So let's see how that translates. First couple of shots, let's do it out of the 5.56 Great Lakes firearm that you see right here. This is in that tan serpent camouflage that Great Lakes Firearms has to offer, and I think looks pretty freaking good. So simple firearm, affordable, and it works. So let's go ahead, load up, and then I'll find my glasses wherever I put them, go down range, send a couple rounds, and get a little of a comparison with and without the suppressor. We're also testing out this big old optic you see sitting on top of this AR. This is actually the Swamp Fox Warhawk with a 3 to 15 magnification first focal plane. So we'll see how that does today. But let's go ahead and send a couple rounds with this break and see how abusive this is without the ION556K. All right, so I don't know how it is to you, Ryan, standing off to the side, but to the shooter, it's not too bad. And yeah, that felt pretty good. I was actually expecting more recoil, but forgot it was a break. So that felt pretty good. Now let's go ahead, thread on the ION556, which is reverse threaded. All right, there we go. And now let's see how we feel here. That feels pretty good. So I know that they're offering minimal back pressure, minimal gases coming back into the system. And I would actually like to take this silencer up against some other big names in the industry, like Huxworks, like Surefire, things like that, and really compare them. Now, I know Jay from Pew Science was actually working with LMT and trying to get these to where they should be. And so, you know, for a good silencer, and I find that to be pretty impressive. So I would like to compare this to others on the market. I will say, you know, I don't know what the opening is on this gun or anything like that, but I will say it's a carbine length gas system. So it's getting a lot of gases immediately from the actual round going down range. And it is a heavy barrel, which is nice too. I am noticing a little bit of gas back to the face, but it's not unpleasant, put it that way. So let's go ahead and just shoot a couple more here, and you know, screw accuracy. Let's go through accuracy through volume, and let's see how much gas I'm really getting back here. Let's go for it. A little bit. All right, right eye is feeling it a little bit. Now that might just be because it's a carbine length system, shorter system, more gases like I just explained. But I can tell you it's actually a very pleasurable shooter. All of that very flat shooting felt really, really good, and it has a really good sound to it. Obviously I still have my ear pro in, but my ear pro's not even canceling out the sound. So sounds pretty good to me. I like that. Now let's go ahead and grab, as we wait for this one to cool off, and then we'll throw a 30 cal can on it and run that. But let's go ahead and grab the 308 and see how it performs. So now we're gonna go unsuppressed and suppressed again. And by the way, something else that's across the board for all of these silencers is the fact that none of them have any barrel length restrictions also. So if you wanted to run your little Mark 18 with 5.56, you can. If you wanted to run a 13.9 308, you can, which LMT does offer, which by the way, guys, I would really like one of those, just throwing that out there. Thanks. Okay, unsuppressed, Great Lake Firearms, AR-10, rifle length gas system. So way on out there. Let's see how this one feels. Well, the target fell. That's okay. We just want to hear it for sound anyway, right? Great. Now, that is obviously thunderous. Let's see how it stacks up with the ION30. This is the steel can. Let's see how it sounds. That feels pretty good. I like that quite a bit. Not getting a whole lot to the face, so that feels pretty nice also. So let's go ahead and just dump this and see if that maintains. Woo! All right, that got a little gassy. Now you'll notice too how much gas is actually coming back into the system. Did you notice the extraction of those shells before I put the suppressor and after I put the suppressor on it? Maybe we could play that back or something for you guys to see. Pretty interesting if you ask me. So I am getting a little bit of back pressure, but again, I would like to try this again with multiple silencers and multiple firearms. Run DI guns, short stroke guns, long stroke guns, and really make one heck of a cool test as far as a shooter's perspective goes. Like I've already mentioned before, Jay from Pew Science, he does an excellent job at actually getting the numbers and all the technical scientific stuff. I'm just a mediocre trigger puller. So I'm over here telling you guys, yeah, it's kind of getting in my eyes, it's kind of not. So let me know what you would like to see tested when we compare an LMT, a Huxworks, Surefire. What other silencer should we throw into the mix? Let us know, and well, give us your honest, or give you guys our honest opinion on it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and grab the TI can, throw that on the 5.56 gun and see how that does. So now we've got the ION762 ION30 LT can on the 5.56 or 223 Wild Great Lakes Firearms AR. Now this should be pretty interesting because it's not a dedicated 5.56 can, so it's not gonna give us quite the best numbers, so it should to be a little bit louder, probably not perform as well because, well, it's not a dedicated 5.56 can on a 5.56 gun. It's a 30 cal can. So let's just go ahead and see how this feels. And again, how much gas we're getting back into the system here, which I predict we should actually have a little bit felt less back pressure because, well, it's a bigger can. There's more room for the gases to travel. So let's just see how it goes. All right. Notice the extraction. All right, so felt good. Everything's running just as I want it to, which is great. And yeah, I'm noticing I can smell it. I can taste it just a little bit of gas. But again, it's one of those where it's like, is my Surefire RC2 on my 10.3 5.56, is it worse? Is it better? It's definitely worse. It's also a 10.3. So there's that, right? Now, if I were to, again, I'm really looking forward to this test and this comparison of all these different silencers and all. And again, let us know what you would like to see in the comments section. But ultimately, this thing feels, first of all, because it's titanium and lighter than the 15.7 ounces of the 5.56K silencer, this thing out at the end of the gun weighs nothing. It feels like nothing. Obviously, it's a bigger silencer, a longer silencer, but this is very tolerable to hang out, to hold out for a little bit of time. So if you've got a 5.56 gun, you've got a 308 gun, you want to have a suppressor, but you don't want to have two, because you got to think about that $200 tax every time you pay for a new NFA item. Maybe you just want one that does, both pretty well. Maybe something like the titanium can, the ION30 LT that LMT offers, would be a good option for you. But ultimately, these feel really, really good. They do. Are they gassy? Yes. Are they offering minimal back pressure because of the pass-through technology that they have up front? Yeah, I think so. I do think so. Could it be the firearms too that are just gassy naturally? Yes, it could. So I'm not going to call it our part 2, but for our silencer test, I want to do multiple different barrel lengths, multiple different operating systems, and try that out. So that video might take some time, and hopefully you guys are interested in seeing it because, well, if it's an hour-long video where we're testing all of these fun things, hopefully you guys are actually interested in the content. So again, comment down below what you would like to see. So we've got the 308 rifle back up here with the titanium 30 cal can. We've already ran it on the 5.56 and that did pretty good. So let's go ahead and run it now on the 308 and see how that feels. All right. Again, nice and lightweight. Yeah, little gassy, guys. And you can see how those nice new oils cooking off of this can. That looks beautiful. I love it. So yeah, I mean, obviously you can feel it a little bit, but it's not so bad. It's not really all that terrible as far as felt recoil goes. As far as the gas is coming back in the system, yeah, I'm noticing them a little bit, but again, I'm gonna test that out on different systems a little bit later also. But anyway, let's head back up to the bench. So interesting silencers coming from LMT AT, that's at Lewis Machine & Tool Advanced Technologies, and I am liking these silencers quite a bit. Yes, I did notice a little bit more pressure, but like I said, maybe for a future comparison, we'll try out different rifles and see exactly how we feel about it then. So again, the 5.56K, the ION556K coming at 15.7 ounces, 19 ounces for the ION30, both of these being steel, and then the titanium one, I actually called Lewis Machine & Tool, and they said, hey, 14.7 ounces on the titanium one, so just an ounce less than what the 5.56 one is. Earlier when I thought maybe it was a couple ounces less, I think that's just because all the weight's consolidated on this one and it's kind of spread out on that. I don't know. Anyway, it's lighter. The lightest out of all of these. Again, all of these are full auto rated. All of them have been tested to 139.9 decibels utilizing M855 or M80 out of a 14.5-inch barrel, which is pretty impressive. And on top of that, there's no barrel length restrictions on these, so you don't have to worry about blowing the can out or anything like that. If you're running a short 308 or something like that, okay? They are all, I think, pretty impressive, again, with that pass-through technology that they are allowing for the cap. So again, all of those gases are being trapped in that cap, but then slowly coming out through those ventilation holes. Cool enough. Ventilation holes that you see coming around, as I mentioned before. Interesting stuff. It's got a modular design as far as what type of mounting system you want it to go. They're interesting and I like them quite a bit, and yes, I am really excited to test them a little bit further. So like I've mentioned a couple of times in this video now, comment down below, how would you, well, what kind of test would you like to see against who else, right? So we'll leave it off there. Again, Great Lakes Firearms for the AR-10 and the 223 Wild. Both of these functioned very, very well and felt really good to shoot also. Guys, as always, we appreciate you in the business. God bless. We'll see you next time at Classic Firearms.